Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are back, y'all. We are back to talk about Heart and Hustle Houston on TV. Are y'all watching it? I reviewed it last year. I enjoyed the show. It's back for a season two. I don't know if any of you guys have caught up with it, but I actually like the show. So I'm going to be reviewing this season. So I hope you guys will join us. Well, if you didn't watch last season, I think you can binge watch it for free on YouTube. Please go ahead and do that and catch up. But I watch it on Philo. I pay my little $25 a month. I get a couple of shows on there. Now, what happened? Come to find out when we get back here for season two, once the cameras was off, these ladies was fighting like animals out here. They wasn't talking to each other. The group is fractured, split down the middle. We got Chloe, Latoria, and Ro on one side, and then we have Elena, Munira, and Labrina on the other side. I still don't really know what happened. Next thing I know, they was just saying that Labrina cussed everybody out at a group counseling session or something. Something about she said something that these ladies aren't on her level. Are they trying to say Labrina stuck up because she got like 30 acres and she got spas and she got everything like this, and all these other ladies is walking around, um, maybe not having enough money? I remember Ro had money problems last year, but looks like a lot of some things have changed and some things haven't changed. Remember last season, Latoria had that big old party at the end. She was crying and boohooing. Her father had passed away. That was sad. And then it was at that time she announced that she's doing a shift. She said she tired of these, like, club environment, and she's in PR. She wanted to do some more community active work. She wanted to be active in the community, give back, do more philanthropy. Well, I guess the philanthropy didn't pay the bills. It didn't pay the bills because this season she back, y'all. She is back doing the clubs, doing the parties, doing all this. She tried to spin it and say her clients wouldn't let her go. Latoya, girl. That's one thing I can say about this Houston cast. They all like to spin a story. They really do. Elena, we find out at the end of this episode that her husband said, "Well, I wasn't the only one that cheated. She cheated too." Really, Elena? Elena don't really never give no straight answer. She circles the block. She goes up and down, around. She never really tells you the truth. Once you think she's telling you the truth, then she says something else. I'm like, doesn't that contradict what you just said? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. But Chloe over here, I guess she's still dating the young tenderoni Jordan. Remember, Jordan's only 28. I think Chloe's around 40. So I think it's around like a 12, 13-year difference. And she said her son, Nico, finally got a job. So she ain't got to take care of Nico no more. But now she's over here taking care of Jordan because she running around complaining to Jordan's mama and daddy. I tell you, Chloe, you love to take care of grown men. So she said Nico finally got a job. Nico's trying to get out of her pay book, out of her pocketbook. But now Jordan ain't in her pocketbook. But from what she's saying is he's kind of immature. Say what now? You say at 28, girl. But Ro stepped on the scene looking good. Ro got a new pixie cut. She dyed her hair all blonde. She was looking good, y'all. She said she even got a little bit of nip and tuck. I wonder if that was her going away present from the NBA player. Because remember last season, Ro said she was tired of kowtowing to the NBA player. He was controlling the money, and she was tired of having to be available to him when he wanted to. And she just didn't feel good about herself. So she said she gonna get away from that. She gonna get away from that NBA player, which I guess she did. She on her own. She gonna make her own money. She gonna do, which I think she always made her own money, but she was getting a little supplement. Let's just say that. But now she got a new pixie cut. She living her best life. She got a nip and a tuck to go along with it. And she said she's living good. She's living good. She said the only thing that not going all the way right is she ain't had sex since last March. And I have no idea what month they're in, but when she said last March, that's got to be at least a year. So she said, I'm on a dry spell for a year, but everything else is looking good. It is looking good. Chloe is running around, even though her relationship ain't doing the best with Jordan. She's running around telling Elena, you need to get a divorce from your husband. Who does that in 2026? What women are running around telling women to get divorces? Just be a listening ear. Just listen to what they have to say. But I don't think Chloe and Elena are close enough that Chloe should be telling Elena, you need to divorce your husband. That's sort of out of line. It actually kind of gives, why are you so anxious for me to get a divorce? Why don't you get your own life together? I don't know. I just don't think people should tell other people what to do in terms of, I've never told a girl break up with a man. People have to come to those conclusions on their own. Now, you can ask probing questions that maybe help lead them to what you believe is the answer, which is to break up. You can ask them questions so that they sort of do introspection and really think about it. But telling someone what to do, I don't know. I think that's very, 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 very iffy. Now, while Chloe's telling Elena to leave her husband, Manera and Labrina is a no-show to this luncheon because Latoria put this little luncheon together with Chloe, Roe, and herself. And the other two girls, the other three girls, didn't show up. Munira and Labrina was a no show. They said we're not coming. We're not Chloe. Labrina says, you girls aren't on my level because Chloe, I heard that you buy clothes and then take them back with the tags on. And Labrina said, I can't be messing with no broke women. I can't be messing with women that play these games, that put on a show with designer wear or clothes, and then they take them back with the tags put on. I don't know. Labrina, it was kind of a low blow. I ain't gonna say to tell some people that they're not on your level. Even if you think it, don't say it, Labrina. Keep some things to yourself. And in the end, I don't even know if she never really apologized for it. It is hurtful, Labrina. I mean, even if you believed it, even if it's true, right? You don't need to say it. So at the very least, Labrina, all this pride you got going right now, your chest puffed out. I think you do need to apologize because your words were hurtful. They were hurtful. Um, next thing we know, Chloe's letting us know that Jordan cheated on her. And all the girls, Latoria and Ro, was like, well, why are you so calm about it? I guess he couldn't keep his junk in his trunk. He's a 28-year-old man who couldn't keep his junk in his trunk. Girl, try a 58-year-old, a 68-year-old man. Can't keep their junk in their trunk. Do they outgrow it? Do they ever outgrow it? Once a man has a propensity to cheat, more than likely he's going to continue to cheat. It's a character flaw. It's not even a moment in their life. It's a character flaw. And those moments come up in their life often. And if their go-to way to feel a certain kind of way is sex, every time they feel a certain kind of way, that's what they're going to lean into. It's like a drug addict, an alcoholic. You're happy, you want to drink. You're sad, you want to drink. You want to get high. A lot of times, people who are notorious cheaters, who all they do is cheat, they're going to cheat no matter what happens, whether they're happy, whether they're sad, whether they're mad. It's just they go to way in which they either soothe their feelings or make them feel better or something. So I don't know, Chloe. You got out of a relationship with a man you said was a cheater. You just got rid of your son being out of your pocketbook. And now what you've got another child and another cheater, girl. But you over here telling Elena to get divorced. Woo, worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Because as we all know, none of our relationships are perfect. So worry about yourself. But Chloe says she doesn't care because it happened a long time ago. This is what she said. It happened a long time ago. You mean long time ago before you met him? No, long time ago when we first started dating. And she said, but she got receipts. How'd you find out, girl? How did you find out? She said, I got receipts because some girl got a code to his front door. She got the code to the front door and he ain't changed the code. So I was like, code to the front door. Okay, well, she was a girlfriend, she could have the code. But I guess she got the code and then he never changed the code. So what she do? Creep in at night? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, Chloe. Chloe said she was so hot, she went and told his mama and his daddy. She said, listen, I'm going to ruin your reputation and your family to let them know that you're a cheater. I don't know if that's going to work, Chloe, with the mama. I mean, in the end, you think the mom and daddy going to choose you over their son? I don't think so, Chloe. Are you trying to shame him into being faithful to you? Is that what's going on? But she said, he don't know how to communicate. He's 28 years old. So I guess she says she gonna teach him. She gonna teach Jordan how to communicate. So like I said, she wanna raise Nico and Jordan at this point in time. Nico tried to tell her. Nico said, "Why are you dating a man my age when you don't even really like me too much?" Nico tried to tell her last episode. But Labrina and Manira are getting up talking about what's going on, girl, because we ain't talking to these other three ladies. So we might as well get together and have our own little independent sit down, charcuterie board, drink on some wine. And Manira said, I'm doing what I'm normally doing. I'm over here still doing my content creation, snapping photos, working with brands. You know, Manira transitioned out of being an engineer. So now she's a full on brand content creator. She says it's going well. She goes, my whole family is beautiful. I'm beautiful. My husband's beautiful. My kids are beautiful. And we making money off of it. Let me tell you something. We are making money. And Labrina said, me too, girl. I'm making money too. I'm expanding my spa. I'm expanding my Pilates studio. And now, girl, we over here rescuing horses. We about to set up a horse sanctuary. We buying more land. We are doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? We really are. But they start talking about their side of the story, what happened after the cameras left. And they start saying, you know, Labrina said, I don't know why y'all trying to make me the villain. Well, you one of them. If you running around telling people that they are below you, you are a villain. Labrina, you have to take some accountability, girl. I was really liking you last season, but I'm not liking this zero accountability part of you right now. People can apologize for what they said wrong and get things back on track. But Latory and Chloe, she said they felt Labrina felt like Latory and Chloe were attacking them, and she didn't like it. But next thing I know, Latoya, Chloe, Ro, and Elena were all having lunch. So Elena finally showed up, and Chloe could really grill her on what's going on, girl. And Elena starts talking in circles, talking in circles. First, she said, you know, she and Josh been married for 15 years. They've been together for 21 years since they was a junior in high school. So there's a lot of history here. We just can't unravel this, Chloe. I know you want me to be divorced tomorrow, but we can't unravel it. So then she started going on talking about how, yeah, he cheated. The only cheating she keep talking about is the cheating from when they were engaged, right? So this is, I think what she's saying is we've been married for 15 years and I never really healed from the cheating that happened when we were engaged 15 years ago. Now, I'm not saying she had to have healed, but I'm saying nothing new, nothing new, Elena, nothing new. This is why I'm telling you, I don't fully believe Elena. I think Elena is somewhat of a gaslighter. I think she presents alternative realities. I'm never saying that she's full on lying, but I think she mixes truth with lies. And so then what happens is you can't really determine what's the truth and what's the lie because she's a good mixer. Kind of like maybe how she be mixing color in her hair studios. She knows how to mix it up and blend it really well. Then after a while, you like, is it black or is it dark brown? You know what I'm saying? That's how she is. But she started talking about, of course, how, you know, her husband invested horribly. We heard that story. He lost money, day trading. She said they went to therapy. We saw that last year, but it wasn't successful. Therapy wasn't successful because, you know, you got to do homework in order to be successful. So I'm like, what do you mean homework? He wasn't really participating. That's what we have to infer, right? She says he wasn't really doing work. This is what she's inferring. You got to do homework, and he really wasn't doing the homework, so it wasn't successful. And then she said she was just physically sick. She was in bed, curled up, couldn't talk, couldn't do anything. But she says, after all that, making us believe as if she was divorced or whatever, she says, well, we're going through the process right now and we're co parenting as best as we can. And she says, but I'm trying to keep my black family together. What? Not another twist, not another color blend, Elena. Are you divorced, getting divorced, done with this man, or are you trying to keep your black family together? Because you just said five different statuses in the last 15 minutes. She said, but I'm trying to keep my black family together. And Chloe's like, well, are you going out, girl? Chloe is trying to get this woman in the street so fast. She says, no, I'm not going out because anytime I go out, I sit there and I go, I'm a wife. You're a wife. You just said your husband ain't really being a husband. Elena, girl, you confusing me. And when I say you're confusing me, I think you're also confused. right? It would be hard to work out things with Elena because she's not really a straight shooter. She doesn't really tell it like it is. She leads with a lot of smoke and mirrors. So I don't even know how you resolve problems in this marriage when you have a person who can't really say exactly what's going on. As a therapist, I would imagine a therapist would have a hard time with this. She said, "Hey, are you going out? Are you, spitting the block with anybody, doing anything?" Rose let her know, "Hey, girl, I'm back on track too. I'm out here back in the streets, but I haven't had sex since last March." And Latoria is running around talking about, "Girl, yeah, leave that man. Leave that man. Find you a man that's a 10 out of 10 that's going to spoil you." Have you found him, Latoria? Have you found your 10 out of 10 that's going to spoil you? I guess this is just the way women feel like they need to support other women, right? Just tell them anything that makes them feel good, even though um you may be misleading them a bit. You may be misleading them. But anyway, next thing you know, we see Latoria having lunch with Jordan because Jordan wakes her up at 6 o'clock in the morning saying, "I need to talk to you about something." And she says, "What? Say what? What's going on?" So she meets with him, and next thing you know, Jordan is saying he wants to propose to Chloe. And Latoria's eyes get all big, just like mine did. Say, "Wait a minute, didn't we just find out you was cheating and y'all not really even talking that much anymore? You kind of on a break, but next thing you know, you want to propose to her." And he said, "Yeah, the reason why I want to propose is because my family is really invested in this relationship." Because she went and told your mama on you. So now you doing this to make your mama happy? What's going on? This does sound like a kid. And he said, because what I like about her is that she pushes him to be a better person. And he never had this type of attention and felt like this way about a woman. So you like the fact that Chloe is mommying you and pushing you, but you don't really want to be faithful to her, but you like what she can do for you, push you, help you grow up, help you become a better man. This is starting to feel like a using relationship. Chloe, you better watch out. You over here giving Elena instructions about men who are using her. You better be sure that this 28-year-old set is not over here trying to do the same thing for you. Jordan says, "I'm on the fast track. I need to propose within 60 days." Why? Somebody pregnant? Because I know Chloe ain't trying to get pregnant. Is somebody pregnant? Why you need to propose in 60 days? You ain't even been speaking for the last 2 months. This is crazy, 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 crazy. But it got a little crazier because at the end of the episode, next thing you know, Will and Sabrina were entertaining Josh. That, like I said, Josh, Elena's husband, came on over, had some wine, and next thing you know, they had to hear Josh's side story. Now I'm listening because I love to hear both sides of the story because, like I told you, Elena, you confuse me. I think you're telling lies and some truth, but I just don't know which part is which. So I do want to hear Josh's side. So Josh steps on into the confessional, into the room, and says, "Yeah, Elena felt like she was the breadwinner the whole time because she was the face of the business. But I was behind the scenes doing a lot. I was doing a lot. I didn't maybe put no makeup brush to her face, but behind the scenes, I was doing a lot." And I believe he was doing a lot because he had access to the money. Because people don't give you access to the money if you ain't doing nothing. You see, if it was really all Elena's business, I don't think she'd give him access to the money like that. So I believe that he was involved in running the business because he needed access to the money to order things, to do things, to take care of banking, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Well, just like I predicted last season, I believe that the reason why he invested all that money because it was during COVID, and he verified it. He confirmed what I thought happened last year. A lot of people were desperate during COVID, and a lot of people turned to crypto and Bitcoin. That's what they did. Fast money. They said, "How can we get some money coming here fast?" And it was all over TikTok, the internet, Instagram, everywhere. Invested Bitcoin, and a lot of people lost money. Some people lost 500, some people lost 1,500, some people lost 3,000, 5,000. Well, it looks like Josh lost hundreds of thousands in the six figures. He just couldn't stop. He just kept putting more bad money after bad money. You hear it now. You hear Tristan Thompson talking about he lost $2 million in cryptocurrency. A lot of people got taken. And these people looped him in saying, no, put more in, put more in. Next thing you know, you lost all the money. So basically, he lost all those hundreds of thousands of dollars. He said, yep, it was a partnership that we're in, but I lost all the money. He said, I did wrong. I did wrong because what I did was I never told her what I was doing. She had no idea. This is another reason why I know it was a partnership. Because let me tell you this, if you were really running the business by yourself, Elena, you would have noticed long before Josh lost $300,000 because you would have been looking at your books. You would have been looking at your books. If you're the only one looking at the books because it's your business and you're the only one doing it, you would have noticed way sooner that money was missing. This tells me that he was running a lot of stuff and you weren't doing it. All you were concerned about was putting the makeup on the face, which is very important. But this tells me that I believe Josh that they were equal partners. Now, was he wrong? Yeah, he was wrong, not informing his partner of what was going on. He said rent was backing up. We couldn't afford the rent. We didn't know what to do. And I was out here trying to hustle and make some money. At least he wasn't going out robbing and stealing, but he got robbed. He got robbed by them Bitcoin and them cryptocurrency people. He sure did. He tried to solve the problem. And in his own words, he says, I overestimated my own intelligence. At least he's honest. At least he's saying I was dumb. I was dumb and stupid. And I thought I knew more than I knew. And I was trying to fish in a pond that I didn't even know how to fish. I didn't know what I was doing. And he said, all her feelings was valid because she didn't know until the very end. But here's the part where he starts contradicting Elena because he says, everybody thought I was anti therapy, but I went. And he says that I went and I really was trying to work on it. He said it was her that ended the therapy. She ended it. Remember, Elena told it was that Josh wasn't participating. He even talked about how he was trying to connect with her on the anniversary. He was trying, sending her letters, really trying to have introspective conversation, really trying to repair the relationship. But it was Elena who was shirking the calls and the meetups and not trying to have anything to do with him. It was her who was saying that, no, I want this relationship to be over. So I don't know what's really going on. We got Elena's story who says he didn't show up, he didn't do the homework. And then he's over here saying, no, Elena's the one that didn't show up. You see what I'm saying? This is why I really, for both of them, I don't really trust either one of them all the way. I think they're both liars. I think Josh has proven that he's a liar because he hid all what he was doing. So we know he's a liar, right? Everybody knows he's a liar. He's a cheater and he's a liar. But Elena, I think, tries to come off as if she's not one too, and I actually believe she is too. And at the very end, he said, "Listen, I'm not the only one that cheated." And they said, what are you saying? Elena cheated too? He said, yes. Now the question becomes, is he lying about this too? You see what I'm saying? You never know when a person is telling the truth or a lie. But now we got both of them pointing fingers at each other, saying you both have done some foul stuff. I guess we'll see next week. We'll see next week what Elena's response to this is, or if she'll just say, Josh is a whole liar, just like he stole that money, just like he lost that money. He's a liar. I've never cheated on him. I can't wait to see her answer. I sure hope she tells us the truth. I sure hope she gives us a straight answer and she don't go around the mulberry bush. All righty. See y'all next week. Talk to you later. Bye.